He moved as a result of persecution of the church. Then he landed in Samaria, and he knew that in Samaria, I am not sent here to be a deacon. So he wore the cap of an evangelist. And he did not know there's an auction on his head that can shut down a city and make entire Samaria to be excited and to be happy. But look at verse 26. But an angel of the Lord said to Philip, rise and proceed southward, and at midday on the road that runs from Jerusalem down to Gaza. He said, this is the desert route. And verse 29, then the Holy Spirit said to Philip, go forward and join yourself to this chariot, which is the Ethiopian, And accordingly, Philip running to him, had the man reading the prophet Isaiah and asked him, do you understand what you're reading? In this case now, a man grew his ministry from being a deacon to an evangelist. That's his promotion in ministry. And there was a fruit for his ministry as a deacon. And even as an evangelist, the whole city was shut down for him. Then one day, the Lord whispered to him, leave Samaria. And this time, I'm telling you to go to a desert route. In fact, in his imagination, he might have thought that this is just a short-term assignment so that I can tell them, continue the praise and worship, I will join you. Then he got to the desert, he got the job done, and the angel captured him and sent him to another territory entirely. No social media to find out his location. In Caesarea, by the time you get to Acts chapter 21, the Bible did not tell us that there's any big conference for Philip any longer. The only thing we know is that number one, he has 4 daughters that do prophesy. And number 2, even though he was not a conference speaker, he was still the tag by which evangelists are still named. It was not Philip an evangelist, Philip the evangelist. The Lord asked me to tell us that God can lead you from city to desert and call it progress in ministry. And we have to be conscious of this. The intangible is stronger than the tangible. Yes, you can't judge this thing. You can't judge this thing. We can't compare this thing. We have to be intelligent enough to know that whatever pleases God is what we call success. I am not underestimating the importance of largeness. So I've seen it large. And I've seen it like this. But all I can tell you, that we should be flexible enough in this end time for us not to over-prayer ourselves. If God can decide to use Jesus to meet the need of one woman and write a whole chapter about it, when he was taking care of 5,000, it was few verses. We need to understand the dynamics of God's assignment with us. That God can take you as Philip from a city and put you on desert to meet one person and call it progress. Social media cannot, but God can. Yes, and it's only for those that understand flexibility of priesthood. Because many people are progressing in their work with God, but social media are calling them failures. And you have to understand this message for you to know that there is nothing wrong with us. We are seeing the will of the Father.